Hello, hello. So glad to see everyone popping on here. Thanks, baby love. Thank you for sharing my live. Here, baby love, here, let's give you a card read today. Baby love card read. Here you go. Just asking to go live. Hi, how are you?
Good for you.
Good. Would you like a general card read or would you like a question answered?
General's fine.
All right. What is your name?
Nicole.
Nicole. Okay, I know I've read you before.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't remember your name. You always come up as Baby Love, so I just couldn't. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember. Okay, is your dad in spirit, Nicole?
No,
There's a dad energy here.
my grandpa.
Okay, I have these cards and we'll get to them. But this dad, if you said grandfather, he is showing me that he was a very smart man, but he didn't have diplomas on the wall. So he was like smart in how the world worked. And he always believed in doing things on your own. He is showing me working on cars and really needing to understand how the mechanics of things worked if you owned it. He's showing me it was important to be a good steward of things. He's also showing me this man kept things well past the time, I was watching a TikTok earlier today where this lady was saying how we need to normalize more of people keeping things. Just because they're getting older doesn't mean that we should get rid of them just because they're showing age, and that's what he is showing me. Does this trauma sound familiar to you?
Not that I can think of.
Does your husband, I'm not sure if it's your husband or your partner, does he have his dad in spirit?
No, he's not. He hasn't spoken to him in years.
And is he familiar with that side of the family?
Yes.
Do you know his that side of the family very well? It feels like this is more associated with your husband.
Mm, Yeah, I mean, I've know some of his family. We've been together since middle school. But he's not. He doesn't talk to a lot of people on his dad's side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So would you know if this was his grandfather?
Wouldn't his grandfather passed away when he was younger, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll let this gentleman go then. That's what it feels like. I'm hearing the name George around him. Do you know what his name was?
Off the top of my head, I don't.
Okay. Okay, very good. We'll let this go then. There is, I don't know. Okay, so I'm about to read these cards for Nicole, but for anyone watching, all of a sudden there's a new component down at the bottom of my live that is, it looks like a Facebook icon. I'm sure it's not because I'm on TikTok, but it's an F and it's blue and it's round and it's like pulsating. If anyone in the comments can tell me what that is about, my whole screen looks different. So clearly they did some changing. So if y'all can tell me what that is, that would be great. All right. So now for the card read, Nicole, the first card I have is the Chariot card. The Chariot card is really about movement and making progress and implementing willpower, having to make hard choices. There's a choice here. You see there is two ways to go. There is is it crystal? Because over here, because I see the people crystal that is blue and pink, and that's usually how I get people to go live with me. But this is this pulsating F. Okay, so now the Chariot card is really about choices and using your willpower and making sure you are on the right track. So there are some, and if you stay on that right track, you're going to, it's going to be very beneficial to you. This card, which is the Six of Pentacles, is really about generosity and sharing of wealth. So is there some changes you've been making in your finances in your that if you continue on and have willpower in that arena, you're going to have abundance coming your way?
You frozen.
We're financially struggling.
I'm sorry, I lost you, Chris or Nicole. What did you say?
No, no, we're struggling pretty bad financially right now.
Okay, so that means that whenever I have this, the hard choices need to be made, right?
Hmm.
There's some things that you're going to need to do that you don't want to do. Some things that you're going to, and it's going to take tremendous willpower. Because this card is about hard choices, and this card is about having to make choices that take situations to a higher octave, even when we don't want to make those choices. And when those choices are going to be made, you're going to, and it feels like it's related to you. Is there something you've been thinking of doing to bring more money into the family? And that is the next card. I just looked down, and the next card is the Page of Pentacles, which is really about, starting something new, manifestation and starting something new. So what have you been thinking about doing?
Of anything that I can do to extra.
Um, you're cut out for a moment. I don't know if there's something wrong with your connection, but as I say, you've been cutting in and out during the whole reading. I've only been getting snippets of what you've been saying. So
Uh,
go ahead.
yeah, it's probably my phone.
That's when you have to go stand on a table and put your arm up,
Yeah.
and, contort yourself really oddly. So now, is there something you've been thinking about to bring more money into the family? Because I feel like this is related to you.
I've been wanting to do more with my crafting stuff. I kind of just do it for myself, friends, but it's something that I
Hmm.
enjoy doing. That was the only thing I can think of.
Very good. And what is it that you craft?
I do sublimation, different things, tumblers, car coasters, and that.
I would like to say that's what it feels like, but it does not. It feels like it's more of okay, it feels like I'm just going to say it. I know that you're going to say no, that you don't want to do it because it's a ton of work. What I'm about to tell you, I've done it before. It is a ton of work, and I don't really feel like you're interested in doing that. But I'm going to tell you what I'm getting, and it's up to you. But I'm seeing you watching other people's children. It is a ton of work,
Yes.
and you do have to run it like a business. But yeah, so that is, I wouldn't say it's an easy way to bring extra income in, but it is certainly a way that you can be home with your own children and offer support to other families.
Okay.
So I would sit with it and see, there are some guidelines for every state that you have to go through. But, I tried to make it the craft thing when you said that you craft. I was like, that's just not it. I'm gonna have to tell you what I'm getting. So think about it.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I would certainly, because people need good daycare. People need people that are gonna love their kids. All right, thank you, Miss Nicole.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, there was a spirit I was bringing up for her, and she said it wasn't hers. So let me just see if I can get the spirit claimed, because he is still here. Even after she disappeared from my screen, he is here. That my screen, the bottom of my screen has changed back to what it usually looks like. It was completely different, and now it's back to the way it used to look, which is so weird. I find that so odd. All right, so this gentleman that is stepping up, I'm hearing the name George around him. I'm actually hearing Georgie Porgy Puddin' and Pie. I don't know what that's about, but I'm hearing the name George around him. Gosh, I wish I could remember what else I said about him. Oh, this gentleman is showing me that he was someone who kept things. Like, he was very much saying that we need to go back to basics in this country of always wanting the biggest and the best, and that we need to stop getting rid of things that don't work just because we want the new and better. He was all about keeping it and fixing and taking care of what you had. He's also showing me he's been showing me working on his truck. He is showing me working on the house. And he is saying that we also need to bring back to basics, taking care of what we have. I know it's true. I mean, there's so much maintenance that need to be done on houses, and I know anytime my husband and I have ever gone house shopping, it's like the deferred maintenance on people's some houses is just crazy. And he is showing me that, you know, it's okay to have old, it's not okay to have trashy that's falling apart. Take care of your stuff. This gentleman is also letting me know that he always had a job where he worked with his hands. He is just showing me his hands being very like calloused and worn where he worked. He's also showing me, I don't know the name of it, but there was a certain cleaner that I used to see people use whenever it was greasy. You know, when people had greasy hands and they'd come in and use a certain cleaner on their hands to try to clean them up. And he shows me just really scrubbing, trying to get his hands cleaned before dinner. This gentleman is showing me that he really enjoyed visiting with friends, but he also enjoyed his TV. He's showing me wrestling on TV, that he liked to watch wrestling. All right, does this gentleman belong to anyone on here? If he does, please put a yes in the comments. Doesn't look like we are going to have this gentleman claimed. Okay, so for everyone watching, I do choose what to claim him because I just had a private reading, but it sounds like my dad or papa. Okay, very good. You're so sweet, baby. You're so sweet. Selena is also saying, but does the rest of it match your dad, Selena? We'll see if it's Selena's, Bippy. I know that, we'll see if it's Selena's first. Okay, Selena, it's not allowing me to ask you to go live. So if you could request to go live with me and I will accept it. It's the pink and the blue person down at the bottom of your screen. Hi, Jess. Hi, Selena. Oh, she's not here yet. Oh,
there you go.
Hi, Selena. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Now, who does it sound like to you?
The end of it sounded a lot like my dad, but he did also, you know, work with his hands and things. And my brother, his name is George, and we call him Georgie Porgy, but I don't know.
No, that is exactly it. Because I said I'm hearing the name George around this gentleman, and I actually said, did you hear the beginning of it?
Yeah, that was the part I was a little bit confused about because the beginning of what you were saying, I wasn't sure.
But in the beginning, I said I'm actually hearing Georgie Porgy Puddin'.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Georgie Porgy. My aunt calls my brother Georgie Porgy, but...
Yeah, so I'm quite certain this is because whenever I said George, I'm hearing the name George around this gentleman. I kept hearing, and I heard it a couple of times. I don't want to say that. No one's name is Georgie Porgy Puddin' and Pie. And so this gentleman in spirit was like, say it. I was like, okay, let me say it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you could tell. I felt kind of odd, like, okay.
It's definitely an odd name, yeah.
This is what I'm actually hearing. I don't know. So that makes perfect sense that your dad gave me the extra little foot to, you know, head towards your brother so that we could identify. Okay, so now, Selena, your dad has been focusing on this whole time about really being cognizant of what we have. Like he has talked a lot about taking care of what we have, just being really appreciative of what we own instead of going out and buying new. Is that something that's been on your heart lately?
I would say so. Yeah, my husband kind of we have a pretty rocky marriage, and I think he has a little bit of a spending problem.
Oh, gotcha.
And he's, somebody that loves materialistic new things instead of just kind of loving what he has.
So yes, that's exactly then why your dad was mentioning that. It just doesn't, it's hard when you're with someone who has a different value system, and that's a deep value system you have, because I mean, who doesn't like bright, new, shiny things, right? Who doesn't? But it's really important to pay attention to what we have, and your dad is saying that's a morality issue. Now, I'm about to tell you something that I know that your husband would say no to, but I'm just bringing it through because the Spirit is saying that. He's talking about counseling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Your dad has definitely mentioned the fact that that is a heart issue, not a shopping issue is more of a heart issue.
Yeah, I don't even know if my heart is in it anymore. The marriage, I'm kind of, I don't even know if I personally would even want to work it out anymore. But, I mean, if Dad's saying give it a try, I mean,
What your dad is, okay, he's bringing into, it was a mentorship I had earlier today, and I was talking to someone, and it is about how we want to make sure before we move on that it is absolutely the right thing for us. And your dad is saying that if your heart is settled, then your heart is settled. He is more concerned about you, and he doesn't want you, he keeps showing me you looking back. He doesn't want you to look back and think you woulda, shoulda, coulda done something more instead of just being frustrated in the moment. A lot of times people think, and I don't think this is you, but this is more for other people watching, people think that spirits are going to step up and say, oh, leave them, do this, do that. The only time I've ever had a spirit tell someone get out of that relationship was when it was physically abusive. Otherwise, the spirit steps up and gives you the data, and then you get to make the decision on your own. And your dad is saying, he's very sweet, he's saying, that's my smart girl, she will make the right decision.
Yeah, he in life, I would always, because my husband isn't the nicest, and to me, and I would say, Dad, I just want to leave, and he would tell me, you haven't been married long enough to throw in the towel. You need to try other, avenues, and I don't know. It's
very good. So that is part of why your dad would be saying that, is reminiscent of what he would have said on earth. So it shows, it's more proof of who I have and his personality.
Yeah.
But then he said that his only concern is you looking back, and that would have been his concern on earth, you looking back and making sure that you don't regret your decision.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
But now, someone who I've mentored so many people through tough relationships, and kindness is a big one. People think that marriages end because of, relationships typically don't end because of lack of love. They end because of a lack of respect and communication and kindness.
Yeah, there's definitely lack of respect from my husband, and just so many years of emotional abuse. I just want to leave so bad, but I have my 2 kids, and I've been a stay-at-home mom for 10 years, and I'm just trying to build my esthetician career. I just finished school, and
congratulations.
Thank you. I'm trying to, make up a backup plan in case I ever leave. I gotta be able to support my kids. So.
And where do you live?
I live in Arizona.
Okay. Do you mind saying what city? Do you have a job yet?
I do. I just started working at a hair salon, and the owner has been a pretty good mentor for me. She's, but she takes 60% of whatever little money I make. So it's, it's
okay. So what I'm hearing, for one thing, if you want to give your business a shout out, feel free to do so. If you want to give your business a shout out.
I work, my business is Raven Aesthetics, and I work in Green Valley. It's outside of Tucson. It's a little community, so it's nice, and we get a lot of elderly clients, and I love doing facials on the elderly clients. They're just the sweetest.
Very good. So now you said Green Valley, and what was the name of the business again?
It's Raven Aesthetics, but I work at Salon La Cañada in Green Valley.
Salon Racanada?
Yes, Salon La Cañada.
La Canada. So there you go. Anyone in Green Valley looking for a facial, please hit Selena up.
The chat's so sweet. Thank you, guys.
Yes, and I was going to say, Brittany said definitely look at renting a room at a non-commissioned salon. I agree. I feel like that is something for you in the spring. I feel like for right now, you are kind of where you need to be. There's something about what you're learning there, but then I would definitely in the spring look at what Brittany just put on here. Look at renting a room at a non-commissioned salon. Because that's a lot. I feel like right now, because I thought instantly Spirit was going to say, tell her to leave, go somewhere else. But no, I'm not hearing that right now. But I do think in the spring that's going to be right what you need to do.
Yeah, I've been thinking about trying to get into the assisted living facilities because I live in a pretty big retirement community, offering facials, for the residents there, because I know a lot of them have hairdressers that come and nail techs.
I was actually seeing early on you going into a nursing home, but then whenever you said you were an esthetician, I thought, oh, why am I seeing her going into a nursing home? And that's why I didn't realize that you could do that. So yes, I would definitely look into that. That was me in the beginning. When you said before you said what you did, I was like, oh, I thought you were going to say you were a CNA or something because I saw you like I said going into.
I've been a caregiver for many years, but I think that's why I have a passion for the elderly. But my life took me towards aesthetics.
Very good. I think that would be beautiful to go into that area and help raise those ladies' self-esteem because I'm sure they don't get out much. It would make them feel wonderful.
They do, yes. And the elderly are so neglected, especially in those facilities. So it's, yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for visiting and letting me visit with your dad today, Selena. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. I want to thank everyone for being here today. And as you can tell, it's those little details that make the difference in a reading because I was saying, this gentleman is saying there's his name George around him. And to narrow it down even more, he had me say, Georgie Porgy Puddin' and Pie. And I was like, oh my goodness, okay, I know that's not someone's name. But apparently, you're very welcome, Selena. And I want to thank everyone in the chat giving Selena such beautiful kudos and support. That's what I love about going live and the community that is around me. Everyone is so sweet and kind and supportive of others. And so that's those little details that make the difference. And it was her aunt calls her brother that. So there you go. All right. So now let's get down to it. Let's do another spirit led. I haven't done a lot of spirit led lately. I've more been like choosing people, and I know, right, Sarah? I do have an amazing community. I love it so much. If you haven't done so yet, please click that follow button and tell your friends. Tell your friends about me. And if you're ever on TikTok and you come across my videos, please like, share, interact with them. It makes a huge difference in the algorithm. I appreciate it. All right, so let's go on to spirit led. Okay, I'm seeing a lady step up. I'm hearing the name Rose around her. She is showing me that she liked rings. I am seeing that thank you, Chelsea. She just is very concerned about her rings. Like jewelry was important to her to the point where, I don't know. I mean, I wear one ring. I have other rings. I just don't wear them. I wear one ring. I wear my wedding band. I don't have it on today. But when I leave the house, before I leave the house, I get married and put my wedding ring on. So this lady is showing me that it was very important to her, like jewelry and kind of stuff. I was about to say junk, and she was taking exception to that. So stuff was important to her. She shows me having a lot of things sitting around on her cupboards, like a lot of tchotchkes. She is showing me that she liked Avon things. She's showing me having a lot of, remember back in the day when Avon would have the cologne or, and it would be, she's showing me a Snoopy. I don't know why she's showing me a Snoopy, but it would be like a Snoopy and you take the head off and it's actually the lid to a cologne. She is showing me that she liked all their lotions. Like there is so much Avon around this lady. She is also showing me having her hair done just so, like doing the back tees and making sure it's just so. My grandma was an Avon lady. Okay, so does the rest of it fit your grandmother? Another thing that she is showing me is that she has a lot of jewelry. Like she's showing me, and it's not necessarily like big, classy, like, oh, I have this big diamond ring that's really classy. I'm just feeling the need I need to have my fingers filled up with rings, whether they are really nice and expensive ones or not. But not only, yes, so a lot of people were identifying with all the other stuff I said, but some of the details that are setting this lady apart are the fact that she is, it's this jewelry. Like she has to have all, and it's rings, not necessarily just necklaces and earrings. It's rings on her fingers that she needs. She's also letting me know, I think this is my neighbor Rose. Okay, Miss Lana. And I did say that in the beginning, right? I said that there is the name Rose around her.
Hello.
Hi, Lana. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. So you think this was your neighbor, Rose?
Yes. And my kids all called her grandma.
Very good. I don't know. Now, I know in the beginning of the reading, I said, I have a lady stepping here. Her name is Rose. It was funny because I was feeling grandma, but I don't think I said it because I knew there was something off about that energy.
Right.
And it makes sense that she was that grandmother energy, but she wasn't quite a grandmother.
Yes.
Now, Lena, do you remember her having all these rings and stuff on?
She did. She always wore rings, and I also wear rings on every finger.
Very good. She is, okay, so very good. If I say something that doesn't fit with your belief system, kind of let it go.
Okay.
But this lady is showing me that you were her daughter that she never had. But yeah, we're very much connected. Do you remember feeling that connection to her when you met her? Like you didn't even know her that well, but when you met her, you felt connected?
Very much. Very much.
It's because y'all were connected in a past life. Y'all had a mother-daughter relationship in a past life. And so when you met her in this life, it was that instant, oh, I remember this. And I'm hearing this, like Rose is telling me that you were more like her than you were your own mother.
Very true. Very true.
And it's because you've spent more past lives with Rose than you did in your own, with your own core family on the planet, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
She is also telling me, like, she's so thankful that you embraced her into your family and even with your kids. Like, I see your kids embracing her into the family.
My girls love her.
And she's also saying she wants to compliment what good humans you raised. Like your girls, this is what Rose is saying, are a force to be reckoned with, that they are just beautifully kind, but also strong women. Like they just don't take any crap. And
That is definitely my girls.
and she just wants to say what a great job she did. You did. I know that you're not done because you know once you're always a mom, even when your kids are grown, you're still a mom. So you're still doing a great job. This lady is also telling me that she is the one who was sending you the dragonflies. I don't know if you remember seeing the dragonflies.
I do. I just had a big, big one on my door maybe 2 weeks ago. And I thought, wow, it's a weird time of year for dragonflies.
It is. And when she first said that, tell her I sent her the dragonflies. I don't know if you saw me glance outside. I was like,
Yeah.
it's not the right time of year for dragonflies, but okay, I'll tell her.
Yes, I live in Wyoming, so it's weird that I see them.
That's even less time of a year up there for dragonflies. This lady is also telling me for you, it's time for you to. She shows me you shedding skin. Like it's almost time for you to transform. You've probably been feeling a little bit uncomfortable in your own skin lately.
Yes.
And it's time for you to start stepping into your own truth, stepping into your own power, start exploring the world of spirituality. You're very strong. You have very strong energy. You have a very strong spiritual aura about you. So it's really time, she is saying, to start exploring that and start focusing on you for a while.
Yeah, I've been getting way more into it. It's
All
taken me
right.
a while. I had a huge loss, and it's taken me a few years to start working on it, but I am.
And even once you start working on it, sometimes we take a little time off and then we go back to it.
Right, right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Lana.
Can I tell you one thing?
Oh, you paused. Okay. Yes.
My daughters loved her so much, but my daughter that actually passed on Rose's grave.
Oh my word.
Yeah, and so that's just Rose is just always with me. I mean, it's just always yeah. So as soon as you said her name and the rings, I just instantly teared up
Right.
because she
Absolutely.
was such a role model for my girls.
Okay, so hold for a second. Rose was talking about your daughters, and I was like, okay, we're talking about her daughters, but now you just took this to a whole new level. So let me. Okay, so was your daughter who passed? Was she? I'm not saying that she was a clean freak, but she didn't like things on the floor.
Right. Yeah.
I just feel the need, like if she stepped on something on the floor, you know how when you're walking barefoot and you step on the floor and something sticks to the bottom of your feet, you're like, no, 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 no. She
Oh,
couldn't
she'd
handle it.
freak out.
Very good. Now for everyone watching, I like to sometimes tell people how spirit works in ways that we don't sometimes understand. So the whole time we've been talking, my dog Odin, who I'm sure y'all have heard me talk about, was tearing something up on the floor. So now in my office, on my carpet, there's like, I don't know, I'll have to vacuum when we're done. There's junk everywhere. And so whenever I tapped into your daughter, she said, look on the floor. I was like, oh, let me look on the floor. And so then I just had a knowing that if I stepped on that and it stuck on my foot, I would just be so over it.
Yes, that would definitely be her. Yes.
So for everyone listening, those are the very specific things that you look for when you go to, not if you go to any medium, not just any medium, that I would never know about Lana's daughter. I would never know that about her daughter. I mean, the fact that she said she passed on Rose's grave, you could make some assumptions about how she passed, but we're not going to go there. You can't make assumptions. I said, give me something that no one else would know. And she made me look on the floor where Odin made the mess, and she's just over it.
And she had a dog, a lot like yours, my daughter did.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, what she is telling me, when you said that, she instantly took me to my Roomba, and she is saying, I didn't have one of those. I run that Roomba a couple of times a day, and so she is. Gabby is so cute. So Gabby on here said Odin is always helping those spirits. Odin is.
Yeah, he does. I watch you all the time, and he does help with those spirits.
He really does. I never thought about it. It's not usually Hera. It's usually Odin, and Odin is the biggest pain in the rear end. Y'all can imagine.
I know all about the dogs. I've got mine.
Your daughter is saying that she would never have chosen a different mom. So there's something about her passing that makes you feel like if she had been, would she still be on planet if she'd been someone else's? Because you love her so much. You have been willing to do that. You would have been willing to, okay, I will take away my opportunity to be this child's mother. If she goes to someone else, she could still be on the planet. And then, the answer was no. She chose you. And
My world.
and she said, I would do it again.
Yeah.
Also, she is saying, your daughter kept telling me, look at mom. I don't see you, but I see your picture. And she's like, isn't my mom pretty? Isn't my mom pretty? And I was like, yes, she is. And And so your daughter said, I always wanted to be as pretty as my mom.
She always said that, and she was so beautiful.
I can feel that she was very beautiful, but I love when spirits give me words that there is no way I would know that your daughter used to say
No,
that.
she would say that to everybody. Isn't my mom beautiful? Look at how beautiful my mom. I mean, she just, it didn't matter. She just met him. She always had to bring me
Right.
to the attention.
Right. And what a bright light. What a beautiful
Yes.
soul to, like, she's so proud of you. And not because you were beautiful, which you are, I can see your picture, but she is telling me that you're as beautiful in the inside as you are on the outside. And she said, that's my mama. That's my mama.
Yes.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
Miss
you so
Lana.
much
Of
for both
course.
of bringing them both in. I appreciate you.
Of course. Of course. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye. Okay, so y'all know how that goes. Not always. I don't always bring up two spirits, but you know, we had Miss Rose who led the pack, and then she just led it for her daughter. All right. And I think it's so funny that yes, the poor spirits are always using my Odin, aren't they? Aw, thank you, Samantha. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Tessa. All right, let's move it along. Let's see who else. Hi, Harris. I know. She just like extra treats for him. We will not be giving Odin extra treats. No. Okay. I just said hi, sweet Hera, and Hera came over. Look at the Hera. Look, she has the sweetest eyes. Look at those eyes. I don't know what it is about Danes. I'm constantly wiping their face. She is so sweet. Not that Odin isn't sweet. Odin is. He tries to be. Well, let's just say that Odin tries to be sweet, right? He tries. He does his best. He does not do his best. I'm lying. He doesn't. All right. I have a gentleman stepping up. This gentleman, I'm hearing the name Fred around him. Fred is letting me know he was also a dog person. Okay, Harry, yes. It looks like he has a lab with him. He was a hunter. He had hunting dogs. But there was one that was really, my mother-in-law had a Great Dane, and she was the sweetest thing. You know, Hera is my female, and I had another female Great Dane before Hera. The females are the absolute sweetest. I've only had one male Great Dane, not the sweetest. Odin, he's just a destroyer, and he's hard-headed. Yes, I know. It's just so sweet. Okay, so we have a gentleman now. I'm hearing the name Fred around him. He was a hunter, and he had hunting dogs, but he did have a lab that he was especially typical boy, right, Jess? I know. Destroyer of all things, hard-headed. Can't be reasoned with. Doesn't care if he gets in trouble. Yeah, you're right. Typical boy. Okay, Fred is also letting me know as I'm saying this about the boys, he's like rolling his eyes like, oh Lord, here I am. I'm in with the hens is what he's calling us. So it's funny that he's using that term. I haven't heard that in a long time because we were kind of dissing on the boys. And so Fred here is like, oh yeah, we're in with the hens. Oh my goodness. Do I even need to be here? And I feel like when there was girl talk going around, this gentleman would disappear. Like he just needs to make sure he was outside. He didn't want to be inside with all that girl talk. Okay, so let's recoup a little bit. I have a gentleman here. I'm hearing the name Fred around him. He had hunting dogs. He liked to hunt. You know, he's specifically showing me, I'm knowing that he did other hunting, but he's specifically showing me out in the water, so I'm not sure if that's duck or pheasant or quail or whatever people hunt out in the water, but he is. Now I have dog hair. Harry just came and loved me, so now I have dog hair like tickling my chin. That's not chin hair, people. That's dog hair. And then he is also teasing me about, the hens are cackling, talking about the women talking. But he's saying it in kind of a teasing but fun way. Like this gentleman did love the women. He is, okay, Molly. Okay, let's see, Molly. Let's see what we got going on here. Molly. Hi, Molly. How are
Hi,
you?
Christy. How are you?
Good. Where are you located, Molly?
I'm from Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky. I've always thought Kentucky was beautiful, and no one in my family seems to agree with me. I think
Oh,
Kentucky's beautiful.
they should come visit then.
I love the trees. I mean, I just don't know. I loved Kentucky. Yeah, my husband said he has family from Kentucky. I think of Kentucky as being more of it's kind of a southern state, but it's also kind of a classy state, but not my husband's family. They're not, no. No, they country. Okay, so now you said, who does this sound like to you? You said
It
everything.
sounds like my grandfather, my grandpa. And it's just weird because I just popped on and I had a little bit of a rough day and I'm like, I need a sign today. And then you started talking about the hunting and the duck hunting and making fun of the women gathering and laughing, and that's very much
Yes.
my family.
Yes. But you know what is so sweet about him making fun of the women gathering is it was done in such a sweet, respectful manner, right?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
because I feel like that he loved that. He loved to go into the women and it kind of reminds me because I have three daughters. So you can imagine what it gets like when I have all three daughters here and then I'm here and then you have my husband.
Right.
My husband just said it's a lot. But in the same regard, he absolutely loves being around all that female energy, and that's the way I feel about your grandfather. Now, your grandfather is also telling me, okay, he's talking about a lot of things. Have you been having not health issues, but there's something going askew with the way you've been feeling? Does that make sense?
Mm, no, it doesn't.
Okay, then let's break this down. Has someone, I don't think so, but let me break it down. Has someone around you been having some health problems?
Mm, My dad, his son, has.
Okay, very good. All of a sudden, I knew that I'm not feeling well and I'm being concerned.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so now he's also letting me know that it's not being taken seriously. Like I'm hearing the doctor, I'm
Yes,
doing the things, but I'm not really doing the things.
very much so. That would match.
Okay, very good. So now and you cannot control that. So I know that must be because he's mentioning it and he shows me you taking it and kind of passing it off, meaning that you cannot be worried about that your dad is. But it's very frustrating for you because your grandfather is saying that you're a proactive person.
I am. Yes.
Yes, just your grandfather is saying that if there is a problem, we're going to fix it. If I want to know all the tests, all the results, all the options, and we're going to make a plan and we're going to do a 180 on this deal and we're going to make it better.
Yes, very much so.
Yes, your grandfather is telling me that's the way you are. And so it's very frustrating for you that your dad isn't.
Yes.
Yes.
And he gets that from his dad.
That's probably why he's the one stepping up, giving this message, right?
Yes.
He is also saying that it's something that you're going to have to wash your hands with because your dad's not going to change. And it will change your dad's walk. Whatever is wrong with him is going to change the way he functions on this planet because he's not going to get control of it.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Also, your grandfather is saying that you have, the second you popped on, I of course, don't see you live. I'm just seeing your picture. And I thought, oh, you are just stunning. You have beautiful hair. And, but now your grandfather is coming back and saying it again. He said, tell her nice hair, which tells me that you've recently had it done.
I did, yes. Yeah, and I'm having a bad hair day today. I've thought many times today. I'm like, oh, I can't get my hair right, and I just got it done. But yes, typically it is much better than it's looking for today.
Isn't that funny? So now when spirits say things about, yes, nice hair, and I said, oh, that means you just had it done. That's just my sign. When spirits start talking about your hair, I know you just had it done and you're about to have it done. So that is a sign they're around you. I don't let spirits step up and say, tell them I'm around. They have to prove it. Mm-hmm. And so your grandfather did a really good job of that. Now, your grandfather is also telling me, I know what he is showing me. I'm not quite sure why he is showing me this, but he's showing me someone like my closet, my bedroom closet where my clothes are, going through there and just going through and getting rid of a bunch of stuff. Have you recently done that? Or you been talking about doing it? Why is he showing me getting rid of a bunch of stuff out of your closet?
Um, that's funny. I haven't. I probably need to. I have a new house and I have a lot of stuff in my closet. It does need to be cleaned out. I I don't know. I was gonna say with the hair in the closet, I lived with my grandparents for a little while, and they always joked with me about how much time I took getting ready and the clothes I wore, and so it may be more of a sign
Yes,
of you're still wearing all these clothes and trying to be fancy.
right. He absolutely is. Now, what he is also referencing is so earlier today when I was in my closet, like this is a shirt. Like I put it on and I was like, I'm not sure this is a shirt I even need to keep. I'm not sure if I even like the way it looks on me. But I put it on anyway because it was in my closet, whatever. And he is showing me, he's giving me the same knowledge that to go through your closet, like there's things that you have in there and that you keep that you don't even really like the way they look on you. And you have so many clothes, there's no reason for you to keep those.
I agree. I agree.
That's just your grandfather. And why he's
Yes.
stepping up talking about women's clothes. I was like, why are you talking about women's clothes? And it was back to what I said earlier. Your grandfather loved women. Not in a weird kind of way, but in a respectful kind of way.
Hmm. Yes. Yeah, I
He's also,
felt he had two girls, and then I was one of the oldest grandchildren, and I felt a different bond with him than all the boys that he had around, because he had a softer side for us.
for the girls. I
Yes,
know he did. He's also telling me, now you work.
I do. Yes.
Okay. The second a spirit says work, I was like, oh Lord, where are we going with it? We're not going anywhere where I thought we were going to go. He is just wanting to tell you to keep doing what you're doing. You're doing the right thing. That lately he's showing me whatever you do for a living has just been up and down, topsy-turvy, and you've been feeling a lot of stress. But he is telling me you're absolutely where you're supposed to be and you're doing a wonderful job. Don't deviate from what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. All right. Thank you, Miss Molly.
Thank you so much, Christy. I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
All right. So I want to thank that grandfather for stepping up. He did a really good job. I want to thank everyone who has joined me today. I so appreciate you. I am going to go spend some time with my moderator and see what kind of trouble we can get into this afternoon. We should go for a walk, but I don't know. He doesn't look like that's going to happen. We just go around the block, right? We could go for a walk around the block, get some grounding going on. I don't know. Is it cold outside, honey? 60. I don't know. That sounds like perfect walking weather. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for joining me. I will be live probably. I think I am going to be live this weekend. I haven't put up my live schedule yet, but I will. I know my moderator put it in the comments, but I do have an event coming up on November 14th. So if you're local, please come and check me and another Medium Out Christy. It's a group event. I'd love to see you there. Have Divine Collective going on. Otherwise, lots of appointments open. So make an appointment and come and see me. I hope everyone has a great Friday evening.